I will start. We will give you a little overview about today's topics. We will speak about the differences between the FT440 and the FT Connect oil tester. Then we will proceed about the benefits of the FT Connect, the setup and what comes with the FT Connect, how to take the measurement in the deep fryer, the HACCP list, how we get them and how do we create them. And lastly, we will speak about frequently asked questions. Okay, great. Then we will start with the comparison between the FT440 and the FT Connect. As you can see, they look very similar. They're basically doing the same thing, but we do have some improvements. The FT Connect has, of course, now the Bluetooth function and the connectivity. So like this, we can automatically transfer the data to our Connect website and document everything. Like this, we can reduce the errors, of course, since we don't have to do it manually, and it saves you a lot of time since the data is transferred automatically without having to do anything more. And it also generates a digital HACCP list. Everything is done for you. We also improved the optical aspect. So we have a brighter light on the top. So you just see it brighter on the top. It's still a traffic light system. It shows you green, orange, or red, but just clearer. And it's easier to interpret the results. The FT Connect also has an internal memory, so the data transferred doesn't have to be done immediately, since the FT Connect oil tester can store up to 200 measurements. And also the memory clears up automatically after the transfer. So after every transfer between bridge and oil tester, you have again 200 measurements that are stored in the oil tester. And what also changed is the battery. So since we don't have a battery anymore, the FT Connect can be charged. It comes with a cable and you only have to charge it. It's more practical and also sustainable since we don't have the disposable batteries anymore. You can use the FT Connect up to 8 hours of usage, and a full recharge will take about 3 hours. Great. Then let's move on with the benefits. So the FT Connect, it's basically as for the FT440, we just have smaller changes here. Of course, it supports food safety and compliance with the HACCP regulation, but same as for the FT440 oil tester. VITO ensures compliance with the local TPM regulations set by authorities. These depend on the regulations that you have in your country. Here in Germany, it's, for example, 24 TPM. Then you should change your oil. With the FT Connect, we have a transparent and seamless documentation through the digital reports that are sent automatically to our Connect website. So the main benefits remain, of course, always change your oil at the right time, never too late and never too early. We have a consistent quality of our prepared food. We have an easy measurement with the traffic light system on the top of the oil tester. We have a quick and easy measurement of multiple fryers, and all frying oils can be measured. The FT Connect also automatically transfer the data. Like this, we have a seamless and complete documentation of our oil quality. Okay, then I will, give it to Valeria.
So, thank you, Jessica. We will continue now with the setup. And before, I want to show you what's in the box, what we are delivering all with the VITO FT Connect. So every customer that purchases a VITO FT Connect is getting, of course, a VITO FT Connect with its case, Also, we are sending a USB-C cable to charge the device. The adapter is not included on the box, so the customer will have to take care of it by himself. We are sending also stickers for fryer labeling. Since the VITO FT Connect is now configured for up to 12 fryers, the customer will have to choose always the fryer he wants to test on the tester. So we are sending the stickers so that the customer can always know which fryer it's fryer 1, fryer 2, and so on until 12. Also, we are sending the user manual with all the instructions and information about the device, a quick guide with a guide step by step on how to proceed with the measurement and how we have to set up the bridge. Then we are also sending the test certificate as with the FT440. This test certificate includes the serial number and the date of calibration and also our product brochure. So we can continue now with the setup, since there are a couple of things that we have to set up on the VITO Connect bridge and the VITO Connect website before we use the FT Connect so that we can enable the data transfer, the automatic data transfer. So the VITO bridge is essential for the connection to the VITO Connect platform. This is also a separate device, a separate product that we should purchase separately, has an additional price. How can we set it up? We have just to simply connect it via LAN cable to the router or an available LAN port. And on the other side, we just plug it into the power. The VITO bridge comes with a cable for a USB-C cable for the energy connection. And then the customer will have to take care of the adapter again for this and for a LAN cable. When we have set up the bridge like this on the picture, then it is ready. Once we turn our VITO FT Connect on, it would automatically connect to the VITO bridge, send the data, and like this, we will have an automatic and seamless data transfer. Once we have set up the bridge, then it's ready and we can let it then there. Now the customer will have to set up a couple of things on the VITO Connect website so that he will receive the email reports or the digital HACCP list via email as how he would like to. So what does he have to do? He just have to log in to connect.vito.ag. If he hasn't has an account yet, then he just easily registers. Then once he has logged in into his account, he goes to register devices and enter all the necessary information about the tester and the contact person. Here, it's also very important, as for our VITO units, the postcode and the serial number of the tester, since this has to be the same as in our CRM system. After this, the customer still has to link the device to his profile. For this, he goes to Manage Devices on the VITO Connect website and then adds a new device by entering the serial number of the tester and the postcode again. Then don't forget to set up to save the changes, and now the tester is linked to the customer's account. After this, the customer just have to configure the report function so that he will get the HACCP list via email. How he should do this just goes into the oil testing section and then setup. On setup, we will see already that the 12 fryers are configured as in the FT Connect. Here we just have to enter the serial number of our tester, which we will always find on the package and on the test certificate, and then activate the email reports by ticking the box. And then we have to enter the email addresses of the persons that should receive the HACCP lists. It is possible to enter multiple email addresses, just make sure to separate it by a semicolon. And then just select the report frequency when the customer wants to receive the digital HACCP lists via email, if it's every day, once a week, or as he wants. And then just don't forget to save the settings. When this is all done, then the customer is ready to use the FT Connect. This is a thing that the customer just has to do once. It's all set up, and now he will just make the tests every day in their kitchen and receive then the digital HACCP lists. Perfect. We can continue now with the measurement and how it works. As Jessica mentioned already, the VITO FT Connect, it's very similar as the VITO FT 440, so the measurement works almost the same. The preparation is here very important. As for every oil tester, we have to make sure that we are testing the oil on a calm state so that we have also accurate measurements. For this, it's essential to wait around 20 minutes after frying oil or filtering. Once we are ready to test the oil, then we just turn our FT Connect on by briefly pressing the on-off button, and then FR01 will appear on the display. This stands for fryer 1. And with the arrow buttons, then now we can select the fryer that we want to test now. As I mentioned, it's configured for up to 12 fryers, so we can look for the fryer that we want to test. And once we have found it, then we confirm by briefly pressing on-off again. And then the tester is ready to proceed with the measurement. We just dip the sensor into the oil here, very important to ensure that it's between the minimum and maximum markings. And then we have to steer the tester to proceed with the measurement. This will take about 30 seconds around as on the VITO FT 440. Once the measurement is done, we have the result, and we can see that the light on top of the tester is blinking. If it's green, the oil is fresh, it's still good quality. If it's yellow, the oil is also still good to use. And if it's red, then it's now the moment that we should change our oil. When the measurement is done, Save will appear on the display next to the TPM value and result. And we will have to press the arrow down, as on picture 5, so that we can save the measurement on our device. We just press the arrow down and then the measurement is saved. We now can clean the sensor with a soft cloth and continue with the next fryer. Again, don't forget to select the fryer that you want to test before starting with the test. If you are finished already with every fryer, just make sure to clean the tester and store it again. Right. We can continue now with the next slide. And here I want to show you also the next step indicator, which is something that it's also on our VITO FT Connect and also FT 440. This is an extra help for the customer so that the customer can always know which step he has to make now while testing. When picture A appears, then we should immerse that sensor on oil to start the measurement. As soon as we have the sensor in the oil, picture B will appear on the display, which means that we have to steer now and to make the measurement. And when the measurement is done and the light is blinking, then picture C will appear on the display, which means that we should now take the tester out of the oil and read the results. So after we have made the measurement, the data transfer or data transmission will happen. As I said, after every successful measurement, Save will appear on the display, and we can save the measurement by pressing the arrow down. Then OK appears, and we can continue with the next one. If we maybe accidentally choose fryer 1 and tested fryer 2, then we can discard the measurement by pressing the on-off button or the arrow up, and then repeat the measurement on the right fryer and make sure to save it. As Jessica mentioned before, the VITO FT Connect has an internal memory that can store up to 200 measurements, so it's not necessary to send the data always directly. It is also possible to bring, for example, the tester once a week close to the VITO bridge so that we can send all the data. The data transmission happens via the VITO Connect bridge. In the best case, these two devices should be always in the same room and not farther than 5 meters. If we maybe have a customer that doesn't have a LAN connection on the kitchen, then it's also possible that he takes the tester, for example, once a week close to the bridge where he has set up the bridge, and then just turn it on, and then the tester will send the data to the VITO Connect website via the VITO bridge. As soon as we turn on the tester, it will automatically connect with the VITO bridge, and as long as the Bluetooth symbol is lighting up, the data transmission is active or it's possible. As I said, every time we turn the tester on, it will attempt to send the data. And then clear or CLR will appear on the display, which means that the memory is now ready again to save 200 measurements. And if we still have the device on and keep testing our fryers, then the device will attempt to send the data every 2 minutes. As soon as it sends the data, we will be able to see it then on the VITO Connect website and generate the digital HACCP lists. Now, Jessica will continue and show you more about the HACCP list.
Yeah, thank you, Valeria. Yes, as Valeria already mentioned, you will receive the HACCP list via email. You only have to set up everything on the VITO Connect website, and it will be sent automatically as you want, once a week, twice a week, to your email as a PDF file so that you can simply download the HACCP list. On the next slide, I will show you how it will look like. As you can see here, it will be in two parts. For example, for serial number 44332211, you will have here the measurements, which fryer you measured, and the TPM values that the customer had. And the same HACCP list also for the second oil tester that they are using, also with the fryers that they measured. Of course, here can also be, for example, fryer 1, then fryer 2, fryer 3, depends on how many fryers the customer has. Okay, then we will move on with the frequently asked questions. I think these are also very useful to give you a better insight, and maybe it will already answer some questions that you already have. So how accurate is the VITO FT Connect?
So the VITO FT Connect, as the VITO FT 440, the results may vary here and up to plus minus 2% TPM.
Okay. At which TPM values does the switch to yellow or red happen?
This is also individually for every country. It depends on the regulations of every country. Here in Germany, for example, it turns to yellow on 20 and to red on 24. But we always make sure that we are sending it with the right limits for every country.
When does the oil tester need to be calibrated?
So we recommend a calibration every 12 months.
Does the measurement result change after filtration compared to before?
So as I mentioned before, we don't recommend making the measurement directly after filtration. Always make sure of waiting at least 20 minutes after frying or filtering. But the measurement result won't change after the filtration, since with the VITO filtration, we are not recycling the oil or reverting the quality. With the VITO filtration, we are just keeping the oil for a longer time on the green and yellow areas so that the oil change comes much later.
How long is the warranty on the oil tester and oil filter system?
The oil tester, the VITO FT Connect, has a warranty of 24 months, and the VITO Bridge a warranty of 12 months, as well as our oil filter systems.
Can I delete a measurement?
So if we made a measurement, as I mentioned before, on the wrong fryer, and we notice it on time, then we can just discard it by pressing the arrow up or the on-off button. If we save the measurement and we notice that it was the wrong fryer, for example, it is possible to delete the complete measurement result on the VITO Connect website.
Why is the VITO bridge needed?
The VITO bridge is needed for the data transfer to the VITO Connect website.
Can I use a single bridge for multiple testers?
Yes, it is possible to use a single bridge for multiple testers for the case that a big customer, for example, wants to get just one bridge and then has multiple stores. He can just take the testers, as I said, maybe once a week to the bridge to proceed with the data transfer. Very important, he will have to do it one after the other one and not all at once.
How long does the battery of the FT Connect last?
The battery can last up to 8 hours of usage.
How long does a full charge take?
It takes 3 hours.
Can I use the VITO FT Connect without the VITO Connect bridge?
So this is also possible to use the V2FT Connect without the bridge, but it will work as a normal tester like the V2FT 440. What are the advantages that we have here is that in the future, the customer can still purchase the V2 bridge to enable the automatic data transfer.
How many fryers can be registered with the FT Connect?
So we are sending the FT Connect configured with for up to 12 fryers, but it's also possible to make a configuration for more fryers if the customer needs it. You will just have to tell us before purchasing it or send the device back to our headquarters here in Germany so that we can make the configuration and then send it back.
What is the maximum distance between the FT Connect and the FT Connect bridge?
So as I mentioned, we recommend having both devices on the same room to enable the automatic data transfer, but not farther than 5 meters. It's the ideal.
How long does the data transfer to the Connect website take?
This usually happens immediately, but may take up to 10 minutes.
What advantages does the VITO FT Connect have compared to the FT 440?
So the biggest advantage is that we have the automatic data transfer and Bluetooth function. The customer does not have to write it manually anymore, so he saves times and avoid mistakes. We also have a rechargeable battery, so it's also a more sustainable device and more practical. And we have a better light on top of the device so that we can recognize and interpret the results better and easier.
Okay. What happens if the measurement result is not saved?
If we forgot to save the measurement result, then we will have to repeat the measurement and then make sure to save it.
And lastly, when does the VITO FT Connect turn off if left on?
So if we forget to turn it off, then it will automatically turn off after 2 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Valeria. So now, if anyone has questions, please feel free to write them down in the Q&A section so that we can, yeah, answer it right away. Okay, I see we already have 2 questions. With which restaurant software is it compatible?
So if the customer has another HACCP software that he's using, until now there is no, I'm not completely sure of which ones are compatible. We will check that and come back to you, Tamas. But in this case, if the customer wants to use another HACCP software, then the provider of the software will have to get in touch with us so that we can give him an API number or code and that he can then take the data of the customer to his software. So the provider of the software will have to get in touch with us, VITO AG in Germany.
Okay, perfect. Next question. Can it make a report in a color chart from it, putting more price on one chart to be able to compare more VETs in seconds?
Currently, we just have the HACCP lists as the reports that we are sending. So this is for the moment not possible.
Okay. What are the steps of calibrating the machine after 12 months?
So the calibration, it's very easy. We also have a video with step-by-step instructions on our handling website that we can send you then after the training.
Okay. If there is a 24-month warranty on the FT Connect, why is the warranty on the bridge only 12 months?
We do not have right now the information in this, but we will check this and come back to you.
Yeah, we will come back to you, Lorna, on this question. Okay. Edwin, I think you also want to say something.
Hi, good afternoon
Hi.
and good evening, everyone.
Hi, good
Uh,
afternoon.
Thank you for the great presentation, and I mean, it's quite informative.
Mhm,
I like the part that we have changed the aspect of the battery because of sustainability aspects. That's very good because everybody is asking, okay, batteries are injurious to the environment. So that's a very good plus, which I must commend the team. Now, I have several questions.
Mhm.
The FT Connect is limited to 12. Say, for example, we have a franchise of 70 units, and I, as
mhm,
an inspector who goes around the 70, then it means I have to have several, testers because it's limited to 20. So, is it possible to have it open whereby if I'm going around, then I can be able to go around and I have all the 70 information, so I'm not limited to 12? That's what question number one.
yeah.
Then the other one
Um,
is
mhm,
are you going to provide us, we say with a video or something that we can be able to, once we get the FT Connect, we can actually do our own test before we show it to the client, because I think you need to build that confidence to be able to articulate yourself
Mhm.
in this technology. So I think that's very, very important. The last one has been asked about the testing, the calibration after every 12 months. So we also need to know how do we go about that. Uh, yeah, I think those are the questions I heard for now. Yeah, and then this is it's with regard to the adapter. Okay, you say you have to get the adapter yourself.
Mhm.
mhm.
Uh, is it possible you guys you can tell us, okay, this is a bridge and this is the connector, but this is the price for the adapter, so that we make an informed decision, so that when we're getting it, we can actually access it to you, because you might find a challenge of compatibility. The adapters we get here maybe could have a challenge. So I think it would be prudent to be able to ensure that somebody can actually be able to get the whole setup priced differently. Then you make that decision and see what can do. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so regarding your first question, it's automatically listed in the oil tester 12 fryers. But if you do want to have the possibility to test multiple fryers, we would need this information upfront. So before purchasing the tester, or we can also do it afterwards, but you would have to send the tester to us so we can do it here. And this would cost a service fee of 50 euros. Then about the calibration, I think that was clear. After 12 months, we recommend doing the calibration of the oil tester step by step. Also explained on our handling website, you have to unlock the tester and then do the calibration. But if someone wants us to send it again, we can also send our handling website where you can find every information. Then I think you asked about the adapter. Currently, we don't, well, it's not planned to send the adapter also with the machine. Normally, I think everyone has an adapter maybe at home from his phone, or yeah, it's a regular USB-C adapter. So yeah, I think it can also be easily purchased. If something changes and we do include it, we will definitely send in information. And then the last question, uh, Valeria, do you know what it was? Or Edwin, could you
Could you
repeat
repeat
your
it?
last question?
Hi. I think what was it? I think the last one was about the adapter, the 12 fryers, calibration, and then the video. I think you've
Ah,
tackled
the
everything.
video.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe the last thing would be, who owns this data? Once you transfer it, is it coming to VITO AG or is it in a cloud? But the reason I'm asking this is that some people are sensitive. This is my data. So
Mhm,
who's got access to this data? And say, for example, I don't want to show people this is my oil, because if somebody wants to uh, get me into trouble, seeing whether I'm doing the right thing, and we have a mistake, and since this data is online, so where is it resident, and what's the safety for the clients? Because I think that's something that's going to come up.
So all the data is just like under, like just the VITO AG can see then all the data. It's not on a cloud and it's not accessible for everyone, of course. And then, of course, as a reseller, you can also see the information of just your customers on our VITO Connect platform. But this information is just for the VITO AG. And if there is a reseller in between, then also obviously for the reseller.
And
Okay,
also,
fair enough. Sorry, go on.
no, I just wanted to answer your last question regarding the videos. We also now created a lot of videos in many different languages about the FT Connect, and yeah, which you can also share with your customers. We can also send it to you afterwards.
Yeah, that's it. That's great. Quite helpful. And then lastly, Valeria, why do we have to wait? Why do we have to wait 20 minutes after the filtration or after frying for us to test? Because what we've been doing is that we filter. As soon as we filtered, like we'd scoop up the oil into a cup and then we're able to measure. So why do we have to wait 20 minutes?
We recommend always to make the test to test the quality on a calm oil. So it's like we like to compare it also like with your pulse. When you go to run your pulse and you are like exhausted, your pulse it's much higher and it's not the right one, let's say. So you shouldn't take your measure your pulse after a run. You always should wait until you are calm, so to know the real result of your
Result,
pulse.
yeah.
Yes. So this is the same
Okay.
for the oil. That's why we recommend to make the test, for example, every morning before starting the operation or at the end of the day after filtering, waiting 20 minutes around and then proceed with the test.
Okay, that's clear. Well, normally what I do is that we'll scoop, once it's heated up, you scoop the oil into a cup. So it's more stable, it will stabilize, there's no conventional currents and all that. So yeah, okay, I understand now what you mean. Thanks.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, then I think we have another question. Do other ABRO testers connect with the VITO platform? Valeria, do you know it? Otherwise, I would have to check with our IT
Yes,
team.
we can check that.
Yeah, we can check this. Okay. Okay. Any further questions?
Mm. Okay. In any case, if there is any more questions coming up after the training or on the next weeks, maybe on conversations with customers, you obviously feel free to reach out to us with your questions and we will be happy to assist you.
Of course, yeah. Okay, perfect. Then, yeah, thank you very much for your time. And yeah, if you do have any questions, feel free to come back to us. Yeah, I hope it was helpful. Everything is clear. And yeah, if you do have some questions, reach out to us. Perfect. Then, thank you very much for your attention and have a good day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.